Hi guys, welcome to a new lesson. This is actually our first lesson. I hope you learn a lot with me. The topic for today is hit the headlines. We are going to learn how to write an article and the different parts that it has. So let's start. So we are going to start with a warm-up activity that it's called the word lining, and it consists that I give you a letter. In this case, in this example, you can see the letter M, and you have to think in words that begins with that letter. In this case, make, move, need. It can be nouns or verbs, as you prefer. And you have 2 minutes to complete this activity. I'm going to count in my cell phone. Okay, I'm going to give you the letter and you have to think many words as you can, and you have to tell me in order that I can write on the board. So let's start. Okay, let's start. Give me words that we can. The first one, library, right? Library. Another one, let's choose quickly. Another one, love, the more common word. All we know this word. Another one, listen, at least a verb. Another verb, look, right. Another one, lion. Very good. Another one. Which one? Think quickly. Letter. Another one. Legs. Yeah. Lemon. Very good. Another one. Like. With letter L, remember, only letter L. In this case, lake. Very good. Another thing, quickly. Lunch. Very good. Which one? What else? What else? Light. You have 10 seconds. Night. Learn. Very good. Is what we are doing now. Okay, time is over. Let's check. How many words did you do? You have library, lion, lake, legs, lettuce, letter, lunch, love, listen, lemon, learn, look, like, and light. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 words with L. Good job, guys. So let's move to the next activity. Okay, here we have the article that you have in your box, and exactly the page 14 in the reading 2. And we are going to identify the different parts that an article has. In this case, it has 4 parts. The first one, we have the headline. Which is the headline? The headline is the title of an article. It means that it tells to the readers what the article is about. In this case, we have the title, The Williams Beyond a Decade of Dominance. That is the title. In this case, is the headline. Yeah. The second part we have is the byline in this case. What is a byline? It tells who wrote the article. In this case, the article was written by Steven Rodriguez, right? So, byline tells who wrote the article. The lead paragraph. The lead paragraph it contains the key or main information of an article. The writer has to answer to the 5W questions which are who, what, where, when, why, and how. Who is about what happened or what is about the article, where happened, what happens, when happens, why happens that story or what the article is about, and how it happens. So it usually is always writing. It is always writing on the first lines of an article. In this case, in the first paragraph of the article. So here we have the lead paragraph of this article, that is all this part. It contains the answers to all these questions. We also have the final part, that is the supporting details. In this case, they are the body or secondary ideas of an article. They give more details or extra explanation relate to the main idea of the article, which means that the supporting details are the extra information that we add to the article based on what we are writing about and based on what we write in the lead paragraph. Yep. With the supporting details, we can give more details or information or extra information that gives a more specific idea about what is the writer writing, because it gives us extra information about what happens, what is the reason, or some details that we can add to give more sense to an article in this case. So we have all these sentences and are supporting details that are related with the principal idea of the article, in this case with the principal idea, the topic, and with the lead paragraph. With all that we write in this paragraph will be described in a more detailed way in the rest of the paragraph. And this is the function of the supporting details. So it is clear, or you have another question? Maybe a question about the parts of the paragraph? No? Okay, good. So, good. So we can start with the first exercise. Okay, you have in your books, sorry, you have in your books the first exercise that consists on put the correct letter of each meaning, in this case of each part of the article that we already learned recently. So it is easy. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to complete this activity. You have to write, if you don't have the book, you have to write on your notebook or in a piece of paper the answers in order that we can check later. So you can start now. Okay, let's check. What is the first one? The key or main information of an article is the lead paragraph. It contains the key or main information of an article, right? The second one, the title of an article, is already done. It's a headline. Okay, it's pretty easy. The third one, the body or secondary ideas of an article. In this case, you remember extra information, the supporting details, right? It's letter D. And we have the last one, that is the line that gives the writer's name. It's the byline, right? Very good. So let's move on to the next activity, to the writing activity. Okay, what we are going to do in this part is to write an article. Don't be scared, it's not difficult. I am going to write first in order that you can see how it's the process, what I include in the article, and then you are going to write your own articles. I'm gonna give you some examples of topics that you can use to write your articles. It's on your own if you want to use my examples, or if you want to use your own examples, as you prefer. This is my example. You can copy, you can use this one as a base to write your article, but you can copy my example. So we are going to start writing my example. Okay. The title of the headline in this case I choose, it was Coronavirus in Ecuador. Yeah. Byline is obviously me by Daniela. You have to put your own names. Remember that the byline is the writer that wrote the article. Okay, let's start with the lead. Remember that the lead had to contain the answers to the questions who, what, when, where, why, and how. Yeah, let's clear in that part. Okay, guys, the first part, the lead paragraph, is complete. As you can see, I include the answer to all these questions that we have to focus on. Who in this case is the affected that we are going to write? It's about Ecuadorians and how they live this situation of coronavirus. When, and it's exactly the date here on March 15. What happened? The government of Ecuador declared the beginning of obligatory quarantine. And how people had to stay in their houses, people got crazy and started to buy medicines and food. And why? Because of this virus. As you can see, all the answers were answered in this part, but in a very short and not detailed way, because we are going to detail it here in the body paragraph. You remember the supporting details help us to explain more detail about this part. So we are going to continue writing the next part. Okay, here we have the last part of our article. In this case, we add the supporting details. We have the first one that if the government announced the first person infected with the virus, what was the result? That the government decided to close the airports and borders to avoid the people infected with that virus keep coming to the country. Yep. You have to remember that when you write supporting detail, you also have to write a result or something that support that idea. You can only write that detail without any extra information. So the second one, we have the infected cases increased a lot in a few days. So the government declared that people must stay in their houses and many businesses were closed. Finally, when the government declared quarantine, people start to buy medicines and food to use during the quarantine time, creating chaos in crowded places. As you can see, we have the idea and we have the explanation information about what was the result of that problem in this case. So everything is clear until here. If you have any doubt before to start writing your own articles. Also, I have let me check. If you want to take a photo of this one, of this example, I am going to show it while you are writing your own articles, but just in case you want to review later, you can take a photo or a screenshot of for this part. I'm going to let it. And if you don't have any doubt, you can write your own examples. You have 10 minutes to write it, and then we are going to read. I am going to choose one student to read it, and we are going to review which mistakes maybe he or she has, in order that you have a clear idea how to write it or what mistakes you probably will make also. And I think that you can start now. Okay, some of you asked me for some examples of topics. There are some examples that you can use in your articles as the headline: activities to do in quarantine, online classes, what is coronavirus, the best defense against coronavirus, or quarantine experience. I choose these topics because it is a topic that we are actually living right now, and it's relevant, and you have a lot of information, of experience to share. And I think that will be more easier for you to write about it. But if you want to write about another different event or thing, it's go here. It's free to write any topic as you want. So you can continue writing. You have 5 minutes to end, please. Okay. Let's check what topics are you chose to write and what you wrote. Okay, I'm gonna choose Jorge. Please read your article. Okay, you choose the topic, the headline in this case, activities to do in quarantine, right? Perfect. So, what I can notice in your article, first of all, congratulations, you did a good job, but you have some things that I need that you improve. And first of all, you don't, in the lead paragraph, you did not include the date of the event that you are writing. Remember that it's important to answer to all these by W questions: who, what, when, where, how, and why. But you only talk about the activities that how to deal with the quarantine using these activities or doing these activities, but you don't explain. For example, you can say that last night, or you can use also the day when the quarantine started in order to explain what activities are you were doing since then. The idea is that you try to include this information because as you remember, you have to answer to all these questions: who, what, when, where, how, and why. And for that part, this thing. Also in the part of body paragraph, you also focus on the activities. You only describe the activities that you can do in quarantine, but you need to explain it more. Yeah, you have to, for example, you are saying that you play video games because it is interesting, but you are not explaining why it is interesting for you, because it relaxes you, it uh, helps you to focus in another thing, is a distractor for you. Details in that way, yeah, in order to explain why you like to play video games during quarantine, yeah. And in the other two details, you also have to improve in that way. You have to add more information, explaining more, yeah. And that's it. That is all about your article. It's good. I like it. And you have the opportunity to improve it in your homework that I am going to explain later. So,
okay, guys, let's move to the last activity that I prepared for this class. And this is a short quiz. Don't be scared. It's only to know how much did you not understand and did you learn about this class. So I'm gonna copy the link in the chat of this Zoom class in order that you can go to it and complete the questions. Okay, this link is going to bring you to the next part. I'm gonna show you. Okay, here we are. This part of the quiz I'm gonna present to you when you entered with the link. All of you are already in the quiz. All of you can use the link or you have problems with it. Perfect. So the first part is your name. So you have to put your name with your last name. Don't forget it. Without it, you can start. So then you have to put next. I'm gonna show you how you have to do it. And you have to answer to these questions. You have to read carefully, guys, because it has a grade. You have to show me how much did you learn during this lesson, okay? You have to answer all these questions. I'm gonna answer with whatever answer. Don't trust on my answers because it's only an example of how you have to do it. So I am choosing whatever of these answers. So don't trust on me. Okay. When you finish the quiz, you have to put send on it and you can see your punctuation. So you can review it here. It is clear how to do the quiz. So you can start now. You have 2 minutes because it's very easy. Good luck, guys. Okay, I think that all of you finished with the quiz. How was it? It was easy? I think so, because you learned previously it in class. So I hope that your answers were the correct. Okay, I will check it later. So let's move to the homework. It is very simple because you made the half of it in class. You have to do the following instruction. It is that you have to improve your articles, write them in class using your creativity. You have to add pictures or another information that you consider relevant and important. And you can do it in a physical or digital way as you prefer. If you do in a physical way using different markers or colors or pictures to add, you have to take a picture of the final result of your article and send to my email. And in the case you will do in a digital way, you only have to send it to my email. So if you use some application that you found in internet and you can download it, you can make a screenshot of it and send to my email as a picture also. You can do it too. My email is nelaarmijos2896@gmail.com. I'm gonna write it on the chat in order that you can review it later. And what is the chat? Okay, I'm gonna. Okay. Okay, it is already in your chat. You can review it. And I think it is all for today, guys. It was very fun to work with you. I hope you enjoy it and you learn a lot of it. And it is all for today. Take care of yourselves and stay at home. See you the next lesson. Goodbye.